Mark Baer. You're watching the YourTown television program, and my guest, Jacqueline Kabat, and director, Tribe in the Sky. So, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
And there you are. There you are on the camera now. I have to wait. So, Tribe in the Sky, what is it?
What is it?
Yes.
Oh, Tribe in the Sky, it's an organic development, definitely, that began about 1.5 years ago. And ultimately, it's a group of very creative and compassionate and conscious people on the Monterey Peninsula and surrounding areas that meet every Tuesday night to pretty much connect and heal and experience music that's provided by a lot of the iconic and quirky musicians in this community. And it started off on the rooftop of a hotel. We moved to the Bay at the Monterey Tides Hotel. And since, for the last 3 or 4 months, we've been at Barmel in Carmel. And it's every Tuesday, 6 to 10. And really, it's just a coming together of people in the community who just want to play and just want to be with wholehearted, like-minded people and find some order in this chaotic world and be in the moment. It's a huge improv element, which is really rewarding because my background is in comedy improv. I lived in New York for about 17 years and was involved in comedy in every way, shape, or form. But the improv philosophy was always most in my heart. And I started teaching it and traveling the country, going to bringing the rules and tenets of comedy improv to companies like Procter & Gamble, Southwest Airlines, Bank of America. But the real shift is when I started bringing it into places like the Esalen Institute and the Omega Institute, those human potential centers that people go to kind of just make sense out of this bizarro world. And I sort of have this philosophy of why not use laughter to get to that place of healing and comfort if it's available to us. So Tribe in the Sky is really turning into a production company because on top of our meeting every Tuesdays, I'm getting a lot of this talent out around town. I produced a series at Lover's Point with a lot of the talent, Bulldog British Pub, really all over the city. And we have a Tribe in the Sky stage at the West End Celebration in Sand City this August 18th and 19th, where we can really have a party within a party and showcase these wonderful musicians who share their heart and soul with us, allowing us to then, again, share our heart and soul. So there's a lot of magic happening here in this community, and the music tends to be the glue that keeps us together, and there's such a rich history of music here in Monterey that it might go dormant at times, but it always seems to come back. And it seems to be alive and well right now. We've been very involved with the call to action, events with the Bull and Baer whiskey tap house on Alvarado Street because there's a very absurd sound ordinance they have, having the artists keeping the decibel level below 65 decibels. Seagulls are louder than that. So it's just an outdated policy. So a lot of us have really supported the owner, Anno Buick, in going to City Hall to speak, to basically just peacefully bring this discussion to hand. And it looks like there's a lot of movement. So people want their music, and it's the medicine to this collective illness, and people know that. People are standing strong together now, and they're doing it with grace, and there's a lot of movement in this community. So it's really exciting to be part of it.
So, Tribe in the Sky, I went over to Barmel, I checked it out.
You did pop by.
And
you're a hermit, so
yeah, I got out of the house after dark.
We got you out of the house, that's all we asked for.
So there are these, I'd heard of Tribe in the Sky, and I heard this preaching these things, this wild group here, and it's just basically everybody who wants to go out and so it's available to everybody.
It's available to everyone. I mean, the truth is,
there's no secret knock, no secret handshake.
We have leaders leaders of the communities, executive directors of nonprofits like Laura Beth Messimer, who's the executive director of G.I. Josie, who we do a lot of events for too. A lot of our musicians did her fundraising event, and that's for women who have been sexually assaulted in the military. So, you know, we have just people, visionaries and leaders in the community. And we like to play. Yeah, sure, there's a party element, but who doesn't like to party? But we know when to stop. And if we don't, we call ourselves on it. So we're there to just have fun. We love rock and roll, and we're allowed to.
I have never quite learned how to stop yet, but I'm not going to go
Well,
there.
actually, someone told me a great quote yesterday. It's a Clint Eastwood quote in some movie, and I don't remember, but like, wisdom is knowing your limitations. And I think the reality is those of us who are kind of rock stars by nature, just know when to stop. Have fun. It's awareness. Observe yourself, and we're good at observing ourselves.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a dirty Harry. A man has.
Is
to
it
know
dirty?
A man has to know his limitations.
Exactly.
And then he shot him.
And then he shot him. There you go.
Okay. So anyway, before we go down the wrong track here, so you're a big. So the YourTown show and what we do here is we're boosters for our community, and you're new and you're a great booster, and you came here, you reinvented yourself as people do. You looked around, and it's so one of the things I tout here is that if you want to get involved, if you want to make things happen, it's after New York, after LA, it's a really easy place to make things happen, and you've done it. You've been making things happen. And how much fun has it been
Well,
doing
it's been
it?
fun, and it's all been in the moment, and that's my, you know,
Yeah.
I'm bringing the improv philosophy to life because, you know, I moved here 3.5 years ago with the intention of just, I knew one person here. I was just going to stop for a month before I moved to LA and got into the television comedy improv, comedy sitcom writing world. And this community just embraced me, and quite frankly, it just felt better. So I stayed. So in the last 3.5 years, I just was me, and I just got out big, and I met a lot of people. And I kind of feel like this is my 4th year, and it's like the thesis process. You know, it's the project. It's let's bring it to life now. Let's connect the people. And when you connect, when you create opportunities for people who are just truly kind people who like to have fun and put them in interesting environments, which this area is full of, we live in paradise, magic happens. So it's just, we're creating a story and we're telling it in the moment. And what's also really been rewarding about Tribe in the Sky is we're friends with so many artists and of all mediums. So, you know, we have a director of photography, Darren Levecchio. We have a music director, Bart Keegi. I mean, we're an organized little machine right now, and we're having
Kind of like a rock and roll motorcycle gang.
We really could hop on the magic bus. I think we could hop, throw a few of our musicians and a few of the people who love them, and we could launch Tribe in the Skies in other cities, and that's the direction we're looking at. But the truth is we're portable, and that's really what's key is, you know, there's some venues, if we're not their speed or style or things happen, that's okay because we will move. And the movement that we've had from having our several locations, we've gone through something together. So the nature of that has actually brought the regulars and those of us who are committed to Tribe in the Sky even closer because we're figuring each other out. So we're a tight-knit group, and we are very inclusive. We are anti-cliquey. It's radical inclusiveness in our world.
There's no secret handshake. But
Just for you.
Yeah, for me. But more importantly, you know, I believe that connectivity is what creates dynamism in a community, and you've been doing that. But I don't want to go there. Where I want to go is the stage at Tribe of the Sky and sponsorship.
Sure.
Because you have needs. Let's
We
talk about
have
your needs.
All right.
Let's talk about your needs.
Well, first of all, I want to thank Steve Benini and Rebecca Riddell, giving us the opportunity to have a stage at the Weston Festival. I also want to thank the Pacific Grove Chamber of Commerce for actually donating a stage for us to use, and just everyone else who's involved, the talent involved. We have the Money Band, Zach Freitas, Sean Ryan, Rhea and Bart, Kiki Whitman, the Beatles Boys, and people can look at our Tribe in the Sky page on Facebook and see all that. Let's get into this one.
Let's say the Facebook page again.
It's the Tribe in the Sky is a Facebook page that we have. Anyone can join.
And is there a website as well?
We're not. We're in the development of creating a website.
So go to the Facebook
The
page.
Facebook is really kind of the best place. That's where we all go and hang out anyway.
Okay.
And we are doing something I feel that's pretty unique, is that we have created a fundraiser because we want to pay our musicians for this festival. They, quite frankly, they just deserve it.
Yeah,
in short, and
good.
And artists, you know, and they deserve it, and they need to know this. I think, you know, a lot of people have some issues around receiving money in many ways, and it's all about self-worth. I want them to know they're worthy and they deserve it. So we've created a campaign for our West End Celebration stage. It's we have 2 ways people can donate, and they can choose which way is more comfortable for them. One is we have a GoFundMe page. And we also are now affiliated with a nonprofit run by the Tribe in the Sky business manager, Teresa Ayton, and it's called Better Health for Better Living. They can donate directly through that way too. And the mission of Better Health and for Better Living is to provide music therapy, basically to save our soul, to save our community, to save the world, all that stuff, because it works. So you can donate either one of those ways, and if you go to our Tribe in the Sky page on Facebook, you can be directed, or just feel free to contact me directly or Teresa directly, and we'll get you squared away. But we would be really grateful for your support, because again, this has always been a collective thing. This is ours. It's not my stage. This is our stage, and we want people to feel part of it.
And live music is a great thing, and it's very hard for the musician to survive, you know, these days, because they're, like I say, the venues are scarce.
Right.
They have to travel a great deal.
Right.
So anything that makes live music viable.
You know, it's just so interesting with anyone. I mean, you're an artist, and I think the starving artist thing, quite frankly, I'm just kind of over that.
It's a bad myth.
It's a bad myth, and the truth is, we do deserve it. Yet, there's something to be said about, you know, I know a lot of people who got a certain amount of fame in their early 20s, and when you're painted gold that young, you lose a little sense of reality. So there's something where I feel like a lot of us who have struggled so much of our adult lives and we committed to being artists, it's our time, and it's time for our finances to match our ambitions, and it's going to happen.
And it's the finance to people are delivering the goods, so
right.
The finances should be worthy of the deliverables that people are getting.
Right, and the artists need to know that they deserve it. I think this whole poverty consciousness, people have to get over it. We deserve it. Money is not a bad thing. It makes life easier, and yet at the same time, our struggles and those challenges with finances have actually in many ways made us better artists, because we got to go down deep. So I think there is a grand design to this, but I think it's time for us to live a little bit more comfortably, because we give a lot and we deserve it.
And it's better for
it's better for everybody.
A community that can support its artists will have artists.
Exactly.
And if you don't support, you won't have.
And let's be this template in hey, you know, the pop festival was the template for Woodstock. Let's be a template in a different way in this new paradigm. Let's, on the smaller scale, let's support each other and show them how we do it right and how we serve each other, and everyone wins. It's time.
And life is, let's talk about, because I love this theme of, again, we're not parochial. You can have a big life in a small place.
Yeah, well, you're LA and I'm New York, so you had the same experience.
Yeah, and I, you know, that's a really interesting thing. A lot of people are here by choice. There's, like I said, there's one of everything. It's not, we're not missing that much being out of the city.
In fact, there's something to be said, you know, in this age of social media. I mean, with this call to action thing, this grassroots campaign, grassroots meets social media, play really well together, because it tells the story. And here we are in this smaller community where, I mean, my sense is you had a similar experience. I wasn't planning on moving here. It was bigger than me. This community embraced me, and thank God I let them. And so I want to give back, but there is something about the smaller scale. What I can do here was something I never would have been able to do in New York.
Yeah, and that's the great opportunity. It's here.
Magic is everywhere.
And it's doable, and that's what, first of all, we're not sitting in traffic.
Oh, that's nice.
You know, that's a big thing. And we've got all these, you know, there's Carmel, there's Sand City, there's Big Sur, there's there's Salinas. There's all these diverse, interesting. There's Carmel Valley. There are
Oh, I see
these little
it.
diverse microcosms where it's different weather, different kind of vibe, different things,
Yeah.
and it all comes together. And there's just it's a beautiful canvas that we have to play
It's a
on.
beautiful canvas, and then you start to see players from each of those little pockets come
Yeah.
together, and it's like the web spreads. And
Yeah.
it's there's a lot of there's a reason artists and literaries and visionaries have been driven here forever.
Yeah, and now we've got the technology, and we've
And
got
now
the
we have the
we've got the way
technology.
to meet people with people. So again, Tuesday nights at Barmel,
And Carmel,
no secret
no
handshake.
secret handshake.
7th and it's
It's on San Carlos between 6th and 7th, I think. Barmel and Carmel.
between Ocean.
Oh, sorry, between Ocean.
Yes. So Barmel and Carmel, Tuesday nights, Tribe in the Sky.
Anyone is welcome. If you're interested in getting on stage and sharing your talent, come contact me or our musical director, Bart Keegi, or just come and enjoy the vibe. But it's become a practice, in a sense, for a lot of people. They know they have it once a week, so they know for at least 4 hours once a week, they're in a space where you're not going to be judged. You
Yeah.
can have fun and
And
just
again,
feel
it's
good.
not young, it's not old.
It's everything.
It's everything.
We've got
It's-
talent between 11 and 80, and the audience too. It's like, I like the diversity. That's what I miss about New York.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Tribe in the Sky, director Jacqueline
Kabat.
Kabat, not Kabat. Kabat.
It was
like
Kabach.
Sebastian.
It was Kabachnik, and then at Ellis Island they whacked it.
Yeah.
So we went down to Cabot.
So anyway, our business is done here.
All right. Thank you for having me. It's great
pleasure.
chatting. It's always nice chatting with
Bye-bye.
you. Take care.
You're watching the YourTown television program, and we will be back. Thank you.